Hello there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, your computer has virus.
Hello. It's me.
Hello, guys. Hello.
All week long.
All rise, order in the court somewhere where we haven't been before, I think.
Yeah, it's the great state of Washington from what I can see, but yeah, I don't know. Judge Mindy and Alec Baldwin falling on hard times there in that trailer.
That's what I was wondering. Is it a food truck or is he in an RV? I'm not.
Oh,
I
no,
can't.
that's his place of I don't know. He's got screens behind him, some evident water damage there on the ceiling.
Right. I don't know. Oh, I see an awning though. If you look out the window,
Yeah, I see that too. I don't know if that's just like, because it's in bad shape as well. It's not looking good.
Well, welcome everybody. This is We Got a Case. 5 days a week we do this, starting at 1 o'clock East, as many of you already know. But for those of you who don't, there you go. Yeah, let's jump in and see what we got here. Mikey said something just ended just a second ago that we can go to in a few minutes, which is,
of course, yes,
we love. That's in Knox, right?
And Knox, I love Knox. I'm in love with Knox County, Tennessee.
Nice. I often wonder that too. Shirtless dad. Sergeant. All right, let's jump into it. See what they're doing. Looks like something.
Set.
See.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'd ask this to be set over.
Let me know on that vibe.
2 weeks for us to deal with upon Mr. Ashcraft's return.
Mr. Ashcraft.
Bring him up
said
just a
multiple
little.
failures to appear. We're not going to ask him for a warrant at this point. This was a necessary hearing. I'd ask for 2 weeks without any summons, because we've summons her in before. If he can't get a hold of her by then, we would ask for a bench warrant then, but we're hoping to actually resolve it.
Do these two attorneys hate each other?
For November 2nd at 8:45.
Why they're 19 foot apart.
Note the failure to appear.
Nearly both off frame.
Nah, big dude, he farts a lot.
Kenneth Valdez.
Juan Valdez, he's busy making coffee.
And I see that you are on Zoom.
Good morning,
And
Your Honor.
working-
Robert.
and working
Yeah,
for Boeing.
Valdez.
Oh, Ken.
I
morning.
operate his presence, if you remember, because he has technical issues at times. But he and I certainly talked about the case. In fact, we talked last night. We are asking for the 23rd. There is an ongoing civil case and summary judgment that could affect the results of this case. That is supposed to be given to us on Friday. Superior Court. I have emailed the court a speedy trial waiver approval to sign for him and for me.
Okay, and so did you ask for the November 2nd date? I didn't quite catch the date you were asking for.
Oh, November 23rd. I believe Mr. Ashcraft goes out of town on the 24th. So
He was
that
talking
the
about
last
Mr.
Wednesday before
Valdez's
leaves.
bad internet.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ashcraft?
That sounds good. We've been in constant communication about this case, and the civil component definitely will help. Plus, I haven't heard anything from law enforcement, so it sounds like things have been going good in the interim, which is what I think both the attorneys wanted. We're not sure about the clients.
Okay. I will set this for November 23rd. Does the 8:45 calendar work best for you?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Didn't they have to pull that one plane that they made a big hoopla about and spent?
And I don't think that there's currently a trial date set.
We're not going to talk about that, Creed.
Probably.
Oh, there is. There's a trial date set for December 8th. Are you wanting to leave that as set or reset the trial date?
Why don't we reset the trial date? If that's okay.
Does Ken want to F me or F me up?
Let's see here.
He's ready to fight.
Maybe beginning of January?
He's got a bad attitude.
January 12th?
Sure.
Go on.
Mr. Ashcraft?
That sounds good.
Look like a bitch.
Does he
Right.
look like a bitch?
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr. Valdez. Thank you.
All right, Mr.
Judge,
Valdez.
just really quickly, I'd like to call
Weird.
the court's attention back to the Scott Worsborn
Oh,
case.
welcome.
He showed up here in court. I see
Konnichiwa.
recent dates on that, so I'm not asking for anything else to happen.
Okay,
I just want
Chris,
the court to know that he's here.
Who's that?
Mr. Orsford,
This
Good
definitely a
morning.
camper trailer.
the next time your case will be heard is November 2nd at 8:45.
Is that Ken's
Thank you.
mom
I'll make a note of it. So.
All right,
or girlfriend?
Janelle Strong. Janelle Strong,
I think it's their house.
this is case
It's a camper trailer. Look, there's clothes hanging up behind the crate.
28979.
There sure
And
is.
there's no response in the courtroom or over Zoom.
Yell in the hall 3 times.
Your Honor, I don't remember the source, but I was told this week, I think, so Miss Strong is in treatment is what I was told.
Oh,
I've got pretty good information that that's where she is.
Good for
I didn't
Miss Strong.
confirm it, but the source.
Thank God she
that was talking
wasn't
to
hit
me
by a
was
car and in a coma.
I would
Hamler?
request a note of failure to appear, strike the jury panel, but leave that November date set, and then we'll figure out what to do.
All right, we're going to give this
Hopefully
another
she's
minute if they're not going to
successful.
do anything but.
Well, the 10th she probably won't be done, but we can figure it out.
Ken frame.
all right, and
Ken frame. Woo!
the trial date is
Ken frame.
November 10th, so we'll just go ahead and note the failure to appear,
Awesome.
strike the
Yep.
panel, move it on as said.
And we hope she's successful.
And
no doubt, right?
Ms. St. Marie, are you ready to go forward with Ms. Hay?
Yes.
Okay.
Griggsy?
Oh, we're going to go forward with something, Creed.
We're just going to set a trial date?
Why I was wrong about that. I corrected the counts
Oh, no,
that
she's there.
Ms. Hay is pleading to, and she's initial section, so I'll hand that up.
Okay.
She's pleading to counts 1 and 4 on 220412.
Joe, did you live in a nice camper like Ken?
Where is Dave?
Should be good.
Did anybody did a wellness check on Dave? I ain't seen him in a while. Is he here today?
Dave's not here.
Oh, well, that answers my question.
Ralph Macchio, look at you.
So, Mr. Ashcraft
Like,
counts
he's coming over to your house?
2, 3,
Explain.
Is he coming over to kick it?
5 and 6.
5
painting
and
a
6 are
fence.
dismissed.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of the best days of the year,
Okay.
Pamela, but worth it, we'll say.
Good start.
And Mr. Ashcraft, is what's happening with the case ending in 412, and this is the DUI?
Ooh,
That
DUI,
one is
baby.
going to be dismissed as part of the global resolution. There's a
Yes.
motion there that the state's not sure that we could prevail on. And I think more importantly, the agreed recommendation on the other cases addresses the underlying problem, which is drinking.
And in case 948, what is? the
Is it one of those you
resolution
got
of that
to
case?
buy the book
That's the
to get an
no
autograph?
contact order.
Yes.
Always love
She will be entering a plea guilty to that.
Hey now.
Dun, dun,
Does
dun.
Your Honor have that?
I do have
See
that.
how it like
That was
zoomed in
That was one of
dramatically?
the best Zoom intros I've ever seen. And
My
then the
girl.
Okay. And Ms. Hayes, is how you are wanting to resolve your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh,
Do you have any
nice looking
questions
dude in
about-
the recliner.
These resolutions?
Ah, she's back.
Oh, she put on a jacket. She wanted to get
Yes, we did.
formal.
Looks much better. By the way, not very flattering when you got the chin thing happening here underneath.
So she needs to
Look
hold
it
the
up.
computer up here like this.
Yes, exactly. The MySpace post, as we call it. That's
And the malicious
breaking
mischief is
news
a
24 hours
domestic
ago,
violence
but yet
charge,
it is
Mr.
breaking news.
Ashcraft?
It is, Your Honor.
They did the right thing.
All right, Ms. Hay, I have before me a statement of defendant on plea of guilty, and it's to one count of assault
She
in the
the one that
fourth
was drunk?
degree, and then 1 count of malicious mischief,
Hmm.
DV.
Wow.
I'm gonna put a mark on here, DV, just to make it clear. You have some
Not bad.
important rights that you give up when you enter into a plea of guilty. You give up the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury, the right to remain silent before and during trial, and the right to refuse to testify against yourself, the right at trial to hear and question witnesses who testify against
That's
you,
running hot.
the right at trial to testify.
Who's
and
that
have witnesses
stud next to her?
for you, the right to be
One
presumed
lucky
innocent
stone
unless
bitch.
the charge is proven beyond a reasonable doubt, or you enter a plea of guilty, and the right to appeal a finding of guilt after trial. Do you understand that you give up those rights?
Lady was wild.
You understand that regardless of what Mr. Ashcraft or your attorney might say, I could sentence you up to the maximum allowed by law? And did you have an opportunity to go over this plea of guilty on your own and with your attorney?
I did.
Even these people are staying away from him at the end.
She beat somebody up. She went buck wild.
I'm just taking a look. Did you have a chance to review what the prosecuting authority is going to be making as a recommendation to me today? And it was part of what was on this document.
Yes.
Again, why do we have the green screen thing on when she's sitting at the bench? It's so weird.
I don't know.
Like, if you look in this,
I should state for the record that I did review the plea agreement with Ms. Hay and explained all of the rights that she was giving up and made sure that she understood that it is.
What do you think Amanda Harris did?
Court does not need to follow anybody's recommendation.
Or I'm sorry, not Harris. Haynes.
Thank you. Did you go over any potential immigration consequences?
Actually,
Think about that.
no, I didn't.
Sure.
Ms. Hay is it.
Here, I'll just go over this with you. If you are not a citizen of the United States, a plea of guilty to an offense punishable as a crime under state law may be grounds for deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or denial of naturalization pursuant to the laws of the United States. Do you understand that?
Seems like a nice girl.
Well, we're not in licking, so Amanda's not in for any dog-related stuff.
Okay, so on number 7, it says I plead guilty to the crimes of assault for non-DV but malicious mischief, and then in parentheses it says non-intimate partner, but I am going to mark here that it is DV.
A non-intimate partner. I like that.
There's a statement of fact on page
Non-intimate.
7 of 8, and it says on or about August 1st, 2022, I knowingly and maliciously caused damage to property belonging to my mother in an amount not exceeding $750. And then on about August 1st, 2022, I assaulted a police officer under circumstances
Whoa.
not amounting to custodial assault or assault 1 or 2. Is that your statement today?
Damn, girl.
And where did this happen?
At my home address.
Okay, so
In the
it's
county of
also
Jefferson.
state
Yeah.
in Jefferson County.
I'm sorry, I left that out. Yes, Jefferson
So I'm
County.
going to add that.
She's a mess. Wonder if she was drinking. I haven't heard anything about drinking, but
That goes without saying.
so we're not going to talk about it. Is that what you mean?
And Ms. Hay, did you sign this today?
I did.
So I'm going to add the date.
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of. I'm going on the traffic
You make
side
this
of
plea
things.
knowingly and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or I mean,
Has anyone threatened any harm of any kind to cause you to enter into this plea?
license and registration.
Has anyone
issue,
made any promises of any kind to cause you to enter into this plea?
clerical error?
To assault in the 4th degree, how do
Amanda.
you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Hopefully it's not
malicious mischief,
DV with
DV,
the
how
guy
do you
sitting
plead?
next to her.
Guilty.
That's why I,
I
didn't
find that
go
you
that
make
route.
these
I was
pleas
kind of
knowingly,
thinking
voluntarily, and
she beats some
intelligently.
ass, but he's sitting right there.
I
in
also
his-
find that there's a factual basis
awesome
for your
real
plea, so I'll
tree
accept your plea, and I
recliner.
find you guilty of assault in the 4th degree and malicious mischief, domestic violence, and I am signing this now.
What did she plea for? How much was the deal?
I'm gonna say speeding for Amanda. That's what I'm gonna go with. I lock it in. Speeding. Very precise.
I'm gonna
And I also have a statement of defendant on plea of guilty, and this is in case
She violated a
2A01-89948, and this is a protection order violation.
I
And let me
get
just
some
see
Karen
here.
vibes just looking at her. Like,
And is this a
yeah.
domestic violence charge, Mr. Ashcraft?
Yes, it is.
You have the same rights in this case as you
That's a
do
great-
the other case, and we just went over those rights with you. Did you get a chance to review the statement of defendant on plea of guilty?
I did.
Do you have any questions for your attorney before I proceed?
I did not.
Wow.
Why not?
We've seen a lot. We should make a list of everything that we've seen and everything that we need to see. Oh, you think she's
There's
stealing
no
something?
statement of facts. I'm going to hand this back to you, Eunice.
Like that lady we saw
State
sticking stuff
Marine.
under her boobs and stuff. I feel like I've seen her somewhere and I just can't place it.
Where'd she go?
Where'd she go? We got to talk to you.
Nah, she saw this comment and she just ran. Well,
I'm sorry, Your Honor, it was the date that was missing.
No, it was a statement of facts.
Oh, I'm sorry. My hearing must be. not
Your
very
hearing?
good.
And the date was also missing.
Judge Mindy, I think, is in the same mood every day, I bet you.
She has a very neutral face. Like you don't know if she's happy, sad, in pain.
I would instantly say resting bitch face, but that's just me.
Oh, whoa.
Well, look at her staring her down right now just because she didn't write down a date and that. She's that mad. Imagine what
Clerical
happens when-
error. I know.
Terminator, welcome.
Hey, Terminator. I know Amanda's
I
gone,
checked the box for.
but I figured out where I've
statement
seen
made,
her before.
And
She was a trash heap on Fraggle Rock.
I just had to explain the other day to my wife what Fraggle Rock was. How
I feel like our
neat it was.
audience will know.
It's on HBO. and things.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had prepared these on double-sided forms and then realized that doesn't work for the court, so.
I would never feel good that my attorney can't even get the paperwork right.
Okay, so you've asked me to review the police report, so I'm going to take a moment to do that.
My favorite part was there some part of Fraggle Rock where they were in where there was a bunch of icicles and such.
I'm sure there was a part like that. Yes. I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't even remember what we had come across that Fraggle Rock even came up. Maybe it was a full DVD or something of it. And I was like,
she's like, what is that? Jim Henson classic.
By the way, HBO Max, I guess, is where they're going to do the Christmas Story thing, and a full trailer's coming out soon.
I have reviewed the probable cause statement. To the charge of
That's what the ice.
protection order violation, how do you plead? You make this plea freely and voluntarily? Has anyone threatened any harm of any kind to you or to anyone else? Has anyone made any promises of any kind to you or anyone else?
She promised I wouldn't go to jail.
Did they want you to go get a Google Play card or something?
So it indicates here that the family or household member was Doris. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name because Schlen. But I believe that it was Tracy Cotterell, so I'm going to change that and mark intimate partner.
Oh, now we're intimate.
Is that correct?
Ms. Leshin was the victim of the malicious mischief.
Correct,
But
but
we're
this is
talking
no
now about the
contact
violation
order.
of protection order. Yes, that is Tracy Cottrell.
Okay, so
We
I'm gonna
became
cross
intimate
that
after.
out.
Oh, look, a monetary monorail.
It was late to the
Empty one.
station today. I can't believe how late it should. 19 minutes late. Unbelievable.
Jesus.
I apologize. My forms look so beautiful on double-sided paper. I will not do that again.
Okay. I find that you make this plea knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. There's a factual basis for your plea, so I'll accept it. And I find you guilty of protection order violation, domestic violence. And I have signed that.
What paper is not double-sided?
I don't think that's a good thing for like court
And I
papers.
was handed forward an order of dismissal for the no contact order. Is that any and all no contact orders, Mr. Ashcraft?
I believe,
There may have only been
I
one.
was working on the assumption there was one, but I did not.
There
Yes,
is only
there's only
one
the one.
criminal order. There is a civil order involving Ms. Leshin, but that's not.
Okay,
No protection.
so I'm signing that order.
Shells, thank
There's
you.
also an order of dismissal.
$2
Looking-
cash.
It was looking so
I'm signing.
Sad.
so
And
Desperate.
that's to the DUI. There's another Order of dismissal to counts 2, 3, 5, and 6. And I am signing that as well. Okay, sentencing, Mr. Ashcraft.
Your Honor, looking at her criminal history, the only conviction she has is about a 13-year-old malicious mischief. We think based on all the facts of this case and, she kind of spun out of control here for a short period of time, that this is a reasonable resolution. We're asking for the same thing on all the 3 counts that she's pled guilty to. It's 364 days with 363 suspended. Except on the last.
By the way, Tim,
I'll
fun
do
fact,
the
we had
assault
her on
for that first. It was
the old
364
show.
days with 363 suspended for a period of 24
Bishop
months.
interviewed her early in the morning.
She is, we leave legal financial obligations up to the court. Through any restitution, we would figure that out at some later date. She's have no criminal violations of the law, no alcohol-related infractions, no drugs, no alcohol, no marijuana. She's going to provide a PBT or BAC upon request, not go to places where alcohol or marijuana be cheap by no sale, which includes casinos and marijuana stores. She's on active probation, but she's doing evaluation and follow through for substance abuse treatment. The only
Marijuana
difference
stores.
between the two, is the amount of time that is suspended. On the remaining, on the no contact order case, I don't know what day she got out. As of October 14th, she had served 29 days, but I don't know when she actually, at what point she posted bail and got out of jail.
I'm sorry, I
29
didn't hear
days,
that
that's
last
a long
part.
time.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
So she served 29 days, up until October 14th, she served 29 days in custody. I don't know when she posted bail, so I don't know how many days she credit for.
Seems like
Thank
a lot
you.
of clerical work.
But other than that, the
done
recommendations
here
are
in this
identical.
court.
Okay,
Telling
and
you.
on the case, the protection order violation,
All the exact same conditions, active probation, no drugs, no alcohol, substance abuse evaluation.
No casino.
Literally, the only difference between the two is the amount of credit for time served.
okay, and there's only 1 day on that case.
There's one on the first case because she was PR the following day. On the second case, when she had the violation, the court held her on bail, and that's when she served the 29-ish days.
Okay, thank you. Ms. St. Marie?
My records show that she served 30, but I think that credit for time served will be correctly calculated by the
Hey,
jail.
Samsung Galaxy S8 active.
And how did you calculate the 30 days?
Is he at Boeing?
When did she post bail?
She did not post bail. She was released.
Surely 30 or 29 days.
And was that on
No,
September?
Seems like a long time
14th?
for a little DV and breaking the protection
I
order.
believe it was the 15th.
Oh, Christy. Iced coffee, Mom. We were just waiting for you. It's about to get good though with Samsung Galaxy S8. Why, you ask? Because he's active. And apparently this one sitting over here is active too. She went from where they weren't sleeping together to where they are sleeping together.
Yeah, I thought that was a kind of a weird twist. So if it's somebody you're having sex with, is
Do you know
it
when
a
she
different
went?
standard involved, and other than it's like a family member or
Given
something
that
like that?
information, then the 29 days is accurate. and
But it's
she
all
should be
DV.
given credit for
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
time she served on that.
But
Okay,
maybe in Washington. Where's Grotto?
anything else?
Look
Look at
at
this guy. He's taking us on a tour
No,
of
I
salty
just ask that the
underworld.
court follow that recommendation. I think it's really
Container
fair.
life.
Ms. Hay has just done an incredible job doing just a 180 with respect to her behavior. And we were hoping that Ms. Lake could actually be here for sentencing. She had indicated that she would be. I don't, she might be busy now, but she was going to address the court with respect to a change in requirements as far as her check-ins. And to
As
let
far
the
as
court-
what?
As far as her weekly check-ins, and to let the court know how her progress has been.
And any Blazina Ramirez arguments I need to be aware of?
I'm sorry?
Any Blazina Ramirez arguments? I need
Yes,
to be
yes, I
aware of?
was going
So if
to
you're
address
sleeping with
that. I would ask
somebody,
that
Griggsy,
payments,
in
be,
some states that can be considered
waived to the extent
worse, I guess.
relating to mandatory LFOs. Ms. Hay is indigent, she's not working, she's 100% focused on treatment right now.
Do you have any sources of income?
None.
There you go. There's your answers.
Are you on
The
food
more
stamps?
you know. Thank you, Griggsy. Nancy.
And Ms. Hay, you have an
how are you?
opportunity to address me before I impose a sentence. Is there anything else that you would like the court to know?
No, yeah.
Ms. Lake, you've been supervising Ms. Hay?
I have.
Would you like to give the court an update?
Sure.
The judge's nose is about to fall off.
Since Ms. Hay has been released from custody, she's just has done a wonderful job. She is
Of
always
course.
on time if she's not early. She's engaged in her treatment and is thoroughly enjoying her treatment, from what she says. She was apologetic with her behavior prior to going into custody, apologized for that behavior. And I do know that she does miss her child terribly.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
Pablo,
know exactly
welcome.
what the sentence was in this
Hallelujah.
situation, if they're still in contact with her or anything like that. But
Glad you're
I
here.
do know that she's anxious to be able to reunite, and see her child. But she's off to a great start treatment-wise, Your Honor, and she's very open to the process.
Thank you.
And she looks like she smells real good.
Her sweat, you mean, right?
But just overall.
But mostly her sweat.
Let's just say overall.
Thank you. Nathaniel, freezing my ass off. I'm telling you, it's freezing outside. It was freezing, and I have 63 degrees in the house when I woke up this morning. That's without any window.
66 here. I forgot to set the heater before I went to bed.
Well, yeah, and not used to, the AC was running yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I tried not to turn it on, but
Okay,
you kind of got to warm the whole house up a
These
little
are-
bit,
Will she go with the recommendation, or is she going to go
Mr.
on her own?
Ashcraft, is the suspended time, where credit is given, she's given credit on the assault in the 4th degree?
It was 1 day on that case.
On the assault case,
Yes,
and 29 on the protection order violation?
correct.
Okay, all right.
Ooh.
All right, Ms. Hay, I have before me the judgment and sentence, and I am going to go along with that recommendation. You're not to have any criminal law violations. You're not to have.
Pamela, you click it on the first thing you see on Google, like my wife does.
There's
and
no
then just
alcohol-related
instantly credit
infractions.
card?
Is that what you asked for, Mr. Ashcraft?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to have any alcohol-related infractions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or non-prescribed drugs. You are to provide a PBT, UA, or BAC upon request. Those are
That
various.
makes total sense, actually.
Your analysis or breath tests. Refusal may be considered a positive test.
Cooper.
You're not to go to places where
Wow,
alcohol or
Cooper.
marijuana are the chief item of sale, so no bars, taverns, casinos, marijuana, or liquor stores. You will be on active probation for 24 months, and you do have to abide by those rules. Starting today, you're to report to Ms. Lake as directed by Ms. Lake. There's not a set
Yeah,
time
use
unless
those
Ms.
ones
Lake
that they
asks you to
make a
appear
card.
on a regular
I
schedule.
think Green talks about it.
You are to comply with substance
One
use
time you
disorder
talked-
treatment, and I'm just going to mark here that you're to file a current evaluation, but it sounds like you already have done that. Do you have to follow through with whatever recommendations are made there, okay? Do you have any questions?
I do not.
If you posted bail and bond in either of these cases,
Barely smile.
that will be exonerated
Yeah, she's
to you.
definitely stick in the mud.
Be careful how you say that, Sharon. Some people think you're asking for,
You know what we're talking about.
you
Come on.
know.
We've talked about it here a few times, just once in a while.
Cocaine.
But I mean, I know you mean the white
So
stuff.
all
Mother
that
Nature,
remains is to
you know.
review the judgment and sentence, or the fines and fees.
Do you do little key bumps, Carol, or how do you do it? Lines off of
Shame,
your cat or something?
shame, Carol. Shame.
Cocaine.
Is Nicholas all right?
He looks upset.
He's nice
You
and
think-
cool in the AC.
Well, he's just bragging now.
That'd make me nuts, man. That would make me nuts. You got to sit down and watch some, watch some scammer stuff with her. Jeez.
Okay, the only fine and fee that I am imposing is a DV assessment fee and a DPR fee, which both of those are required fees for a total of $145 and 75 cents.
I agree, JG. Did she say 145?
Yeah.
And I am going to ask, I'm going to hand these back to you and ask
Oh.
that you fill out the address and telephone number portion of this, okay?
My bad.
Make her come over there and pick it up. Wow, good for her.
Is the judge allowed to like say, all right, well, you spent 29 days only one, for the one charge, 1 day for the other. Can we just
Anything else in this matter?
make that?
Just to be clear, the no contact order is dropped as to Mr.
I did sign up.
Great. Thank you. We appreciate
So the no contact order's gone now?
And we appreciate this
They
state.
can go back to being intimate again.
Back to their loving ways. Hmm.
Yeah, that thing Pleasant Green talks about is pretty neat. They give you credit card numbers that are one-time use only, or you can set them to only charge you so much, or certain things. Pretty neat. I really like Pleasant. He almost wants me to try that cereal that he hawks. My mom was talking about it. Have you seen those commercials and stuff, Mikey? The I guess it's grain free or something. Magic,
Yeah.
whatever.
Magic cereal. Yeah, Magic Spoon. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jim Browning is absolutely the god. She's free to abuse her mate again. So unless this was a crazy case, I feel as if we've seen a lot of cases that are very similar to this, and they haven't quite been this thorough and this much.
Yeah, she went very in depth with all of it. Like,
I'm wondering if this is how this judge runs her court. Everybody runs things different. I mean, I understand it was.
And Mr. Davies, are you ready to go forward with Gabriela Gomez?
Yes, Your Honor.
What the hell happened to Chins?
I don't know. She split on us. Plea deal?
That was a magic spoon. I keep meaning to say hi to Knox. It's been a while.
Does he even interact on the Hubba Hubba?
All right, so Judge, Ms. Gomez is charged with assault for malicious mischief third degree, both domestic violence allegations. The state has agreed to a continuance for dismissal on the malicious mischief third degree count. I've gone over the conditions, motion for stipulated order of continuance with conditions. Ms. Gomez has initialed all of the.
I just don't. I don't trust that necessarily because they're not going to say it tastes like shit when they're getting paid to endorse.
Yeah,
it.
that guy's a wrestler. He wouldn't lie.
Successfully completed.
Very honest, very honest bunch of people.
Hearing dismissal on September the 27th, and a couple of interim hearings just to see how she's doing.
A lot of women with domestic
state,
violence stuff.
Initially indicated
Washington,
that they wanted her to be on active probation. We've negotiated a resolution of that issue by having just
spend a lot of time in the house.
two
I don't know.
interim reviews. I'll hand forward the agreement and
Cereal
a
overall
letter
tastes like shit,
from
okay.
her doctor.
Took all the good stuff out.
I guess I'm hoping that doesn't have to end up in the record itself, but I think it's useful for the courts.
Okay, I can just review it.
Right, Carol?
Mr. Ashcraft?
Nothing to add at this point.
That's like we used to get
We've been in
cornflakes.
contact with the
We put
victim. He's very much
spoonful
in
after
support of
spoonful of
this,
sugar in it.
and,
It's Raisin Bran for me. It was always.
continue to do the things that she has to do under this agreement.
Ms. Gomez, is this how you are wanting to resolve your case?
Is that almost like Frosted Flakes-ish a little bit with the Raisin Bran? Is that what? Or no?
But it's more of a grainy, not grainy type flake.
Oh yes, of course. Always gonna get the great. Hey, I swear to God, sometimes their brands taste better than some of the others. Yeah, he works in a container factory.
He's in the shipyard.
That's right. He used to work with Adi down in.
He's a
Jersey.
longshoreman,
On the
dude.
shores.
Longshoreman.
Oh wow! Do they even still make alphabets? I wonder.
I don't know. There's a lot of cereal.
They actually had good taste. They were slightly frosted. I remember.
Okay, so Mr. Davies, I was just reviewing this order, and I just have a follow-up question.
Wheaties.
In this order, it asks for Ms. Gomez to get a mental health evaluation and follow through with any
Old
treatment.
people cereal.
Has Ms. Gomez gone to a mental health provider, and is she following through with
Well,
recommendations?
so Judge, I think I made changes to that section that should be, because she's been to her family's physician and was evaluated by Dr. Parker and prescribed meds for that mental health condition. So that's what she's done, that's what she's doing.
Okay, got it.
And that's
Thank
what's
you.
required.
She's very SML.
I did look at this medical letter, and I'm going to just hand that back to you. Okay, so Ms. Gomez, this is an agreement between you and the prosecutor where you agree to abide by certain conditions. And if you do that, then the state has agreed to dismiss your case.
Oh.
And that the date for that dismissal is September 27th, 2023.
We're
As
dismissing
part of
the
this
case.
agreement, you give up some important rights. And I want to.
What's she giving up? They're going to dismiss it. She's giving up nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You give up the right to a trial by jury, the right to a speedy trial, the right to hear and question witnesses against you, the right to confront and cross-examine
Tasted
witnesses,
just like it
the
too.
right to testify on your own behalf, the right to present evidence on your own behalf, the right to call witnesses, the right to raise any and all affirmative defenses, the right to a hearing to determine the validity of any arrest or search and seizure that may have occurred in your case, and the right to a hearing to determine the admissibility of any evidence, and that would include any statements that you may have made to law enforcement. Do you understand that you give up those rights?
That's not cereal. That's for snacking.
In the event that you violate this
Make
agreement
stuff out of
and
that.
the state resumes prosecution, your case will be resolved by what's called a stipulated bench trial. And that's where I'll receive the police reports and look at the police reports, and that's the only thing I'll look at or hear and make a determination on whether you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Oh, that gets soggy as hell.
I used to buy a
And part of your agreement,
multiple
you just heard me
blueberry
ask a follow-up question, was to obtain an
cinnamon crunch
evaluation from your
blueberry?
doctor. You've already done that.
Never had them with
And
milk.
it sounds
Straight
like
up.
you're following through with that recommendation.
So I totally get.
I do think bench probation is appropriate in this case, and there'll be a few hearings just to see how you're doing. And the first hearing is January 18th at 1:30.
Bonjour,
And the
friend.
next one is May 17th at 1:30, and then the last hearing, September 27th at 1:30. If you are in complete compliance, you do not need to be here for that last hearing, okay? Mr.
Yes.
Davies, is there any Lizina Ramirez argument that I need to be aware of?
Judge, there is, Ms. Gomez works at.
From Bojangles.
Lean. And I know they do brisk business, at least every time.
You know, it's going to be 3.5 minutes for us to fry up that steak
young,
biscuit, right?
Married couple trying to make a go of it here in this town's difficult. So I'd ask the court take that into consideration.
Great. He'll laugh at anything.
Anything else, Mr. Davies or Mr. Ashcraft?
No. Well, Judge, I do want to say just a couple of things about
Never heard of
Ms.
it.
Gomez, super delightful young woman.
Super delightful when she's
been
not hitting
involved
people.
With her
Right.
husband for 6 years. They were just married earlier this spring.
Super delightful.
You know, it's a transition to go from single and dating to married.
We've all been there, right?
and
We all
she's
be
really
beating at each other,
taking,
right?
You get at
this
least one good
opportunity to work
beating.
on herself and on
Your
their
first year of
relationship.
marriage.
So they've apparently got some couples counseling lined up.
Brings home Wheaties.
She's intent on doing some individual counseling above and beyond what this agreement requires her to do, and that's continue to see your doctor and stay on those meds. You know, and I think she's got a real bright future ahead of her. And, you know, this is, you know, my hope is that it's really, the silver lining is she's gonna do the work that we probably all need to do, or needed to do on ourselves when we're in our 20s, to make life a whole lot more pleasant and prosperous.
Ms. Gomez, is there anything that you would like to tell the court?
No, thank you.
I am going to sign this agreement. I find that you make this knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. And I'm signing this now.
That we need a new off-brand cereal that's cheap, that comes in
And
bags,
as far as
because
fines and fees are
multi-meal's gotten
concerned-
too good and too expensive. You know what I mean?
You need to start buying store brands like Food Lion cereal.
Oh, try and find them. They're almost impossible.
I'm going to waive the administrative
Ryan
fee
or
for court
Walmart.
costs. And I'm also going to reduce the bench probation to $150.
It's very hard to find these days. Here's what I was talking about, by the way. Those things right there. They're really good. I've never had them in milk, never eaten it in cereal. That's always a good one, too.
I've also been handed an order of dismissal next to the other count.
You know how it is, JJ.
So I'm dismissing that other count.
Yes,
Ms.
right.
Gomez, I just want to wish you luck, and you and your husband. Okay.
You get
All right,
more
thank-
cereal, Creed. I wish your husband a lot of luck, because you might beat his ass again if you get mad.
You know how it is. You move into a new house.
You know how it is, Creed. Yeah. Your husband buys the wrong box of cereal. He gets multi-meal instead of the real thing. And
yeah. Or the day that my ex came home with a giant bag of Ruffles for about $9. They're probably still that for a small bag now.
All right, I have a number of cases on the calendar today for the interpreter calendar.
Yeah, let's go over to Knox, just because we're kind of halfway through as it is. I like this court though.
I do too. It's pretty spiffy.
Moves a little slow, but I like it. I'll
Is this
our
cop
best.
in trouble while we swearing him in?
Go ahead. Thank you.
Right?
This guy's excited.
Sashawn Cook.
You gotta give me a minute. I gotta pull you in another match.
Buongiorno.
Mr. Cook, you have attachments from some prior charges. They are for simple possession methamphetamine, $1,000 bail.
Ooh.
Another simple possession charge, $1,000 bail. And one more simple possession charge, $1,000 bail. You have a new charge of joyriding, an E felony. I'm not asking whether you agree with the charges, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Joyride.
Yes, sir. You go of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge would listen to evidence.
Dr. Phil
and
did
determine
great at his
whether there
job.
is probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes, I swear.
I think he said E felony.
How much do you make per week or per month?
I don't have a good, steady job right now. I work at a labor place.
Good job.
And how long have you lived in Knoxville?
All my life.
Lifelong citizen. This magistrate seems to be working a little quicker than the one the other day. If you would do us a favor, like this video. Thank you.
Your bail on the new charge is gonna be $1,000 as well. My math is correct, that makes your total bond $4,000. Case will be set this Friday, the 21st, in felony court for a bond hearing. If you're unable to bond out before then, you'll be in court that day. The judge will reconsider your bond. If you are able to make bond, you'll be given a new court date that'll be out of the way.
So it'll be 400, 10%.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And if you'll hang on 1 second, we'll make sure you have an attorney and we'll complete your.
Let me see if fix this. Yeah, that'll help. Let's do this. Boom. What a handsome young man. Now we see him real good.
Defender's office was representing you on your prior charges. I'll go ahead and appoint them on the new charge, be waiving the administrative fee. And as I said, will initially be set for this Friday, the 21st in felony court. Good luck to you,
sir. Get off there. What are you doing?
Here you go, man. They're all done. Stand in front of the computer screen, Elliot.
Whoa. Let's just get a good look at this guy. This guy. All right. Well, at first I thought he was looking at something over there, but I think he's got what they call a crazy eye. Kind of crazy eye.
What's your name, sir?
William Elliott.
You with me just 1 second?
Sir.
It's not his face that's crooked, it's his eye. Slightly ajar. He looks innocent. Both his eyes are crazy as hell. He's eating something, I think. Oh, can you imagine his breath right now? His breath has got to be terrible.
Mr. Elliott, you have the following charges: disorderly conduct, a C misdemeanor, obstructing the highway or other passageway, A misdemeanor, and public intoxication, a C misdemeanor. I'm not asking you to agree with the charges, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, I do. Is there any way I can get an OR on those?
You're not eligible because you've had charges within the last few months.
You've been racking them up.
Quickly. I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you if you cannot afford one. I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary
Chris, good to see you.
He's got a great beard.
Evidence and determine whether there is
You can tell he's sleeping on it.
the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the answers you gave on your affidavit or
Look at his eyes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Put your hand down. How long have you lived in Knoxville?
About 14 years.
He's just passing through. 14 years. Oh, he's so tired. He worked late hours last night. He's working a night shift over at Boeing.
Alongside Ken. Doing something with that. He's got a lot of mouth movements.
I think he's chewing gum and trying to hide it.
Like Mikey was yesterday. Yeah, him just showing up at your door would scare the living crap out of me.
He looks like the kind of guy to wait outside the Walmart and ask you if he had a cigarette.
I'll take even a stub if you got just a little bit left.
You're a real lifesaver.
It appears the Public Defender's Office just recently represented you on some other matters. I'll appoint them to represent you on your new charges. We'll be waiving the administrative fee.
All right.
Your bail on the 2 C misdemeanors is $100 each, and on the A misdemeanor, $250. So your total bail is $450. And your cases will be set this Friday, the 21st, 2 days from now, in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing. If you're not able to make that bond,
Spot
you have to
on.
reconsider your bond at that time. May consider releasing you to pretrial supervision at that time.
That's a great
He can see around corners, Screen.
Good luck.
Have a seat.
How can we top that guy? Never mind. Rastafarians
Also,
here.
I need Mr. Elliott back just for 2 seconds.
Imagine how much mayonnaise he goes through.
Okay, Ellie, come here real quick.
Bring him back. What are we bringing him back for? You're a handsome man. I just want to tell you that.
Misdemeanor court is closed this Friday. I'm going to go ahead and put you on tomorrow's docket.
Okay, tomorrow. Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
Hooking him up.
Thanks. Sir.
All right.
What instrument does he play? Bongos?
Oh yeah, definitely knows how to do the bongos. I want to punch this guy just because of the color of his glasses. They got like this purple tint to them, and it's annoying me so much.
Oh wow, those are purple.
What is your name, sir?
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
Christopher
isn't he
Lloyd?
damn, he's looking bad.
I loved him in Back to the Future. Christopher Lloyd.
Huh.
Falling on hard times.
Mr. Lloyd, you have the following charges: possession of drug paraphernalia, A misdemeanor; criminal trespass, C misdemeanor; criminal littering, C misdemeanor;
Criminal
and
littering.
tampering with evidence, C felony. I'm not asking whether you agree with the charge, but do you understand what you charges? But do you understand what you've been charged with?
I don't understand the tampering with evidence.
Oh, don't understand tampering with evidence. We got an explanation.
It's alleged that you destroyed a glass pipe.
Do you have an ETA in the Holland?
Yeah, that's the
Whether you agree with it, I'm just making sure you understand what you've been charged with.
Okay.
I would never.
Is the same thing, the criminal littering? Is that the same joke?
It's, I'm sure they're related based on what I'm reading. You want me to read the narrative to you?
Please, yes, sir.
Please, yes.
That this incident occurred on or about Tuesday, October 18th, 2022 at 3:09 p.m. at 1509 Highland Avenue. Officer J. Reed responded to a disturbance at that address. The complainant stated there was a homeless person sleeping under the stairs, requested for him to be removed. Officers located the defendant, Christopher Lloyd, laying under the stairs. Upon contact with Lloyd, he threw a glass pipe with marijuana residue on the ground, and it shattered across the walkway of the apartment complex. 4 syringes and a grinder with marijuana residue was located in Lloyd's backpack. On February 1st, 22, officer notified Lloyd that he was trespassed from the property. He was not allowed back on the premises.
True, John.
On February 2nd, 2022, Officer Kuroki arrested Lloyd for once again being on the property.
Oh my God.
Taking into custody to the likelihood the offense would continue. This occurred in Knox County, Tennessee.
Now I can't unsee it.
I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge would listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you
I didn't even see the guy till Pablo said something.
The answers you gave on this affidavit are true?
Yes, sir.
I've been calling for you last 30 minutes.
You can put your hand on it. How long have you lived in Knox for?
My whole life.
They have dogs in jail?
Sound like it. That's kind of scary. Doing hard time and we're in Knox County, buddy. They take unregistered dogs very seriously.
They put them in jail.
Put them in jail, babe.
Hold on.
I don't think this guy's ever smoked weed in his whole life.
Just shut that door.
You're right. Dr. Phil moves a little bit faster than the other
Definitely.
guy.
That guy's still be on first dude. He's really enjoying court today.
You think he's got teeth that good?
Fine. Have it
Your
your
bail
way.
on the drug paraphernalia charge is gonna be $500. You'll be ROR on the 2C misdemeanor charges. Your bail on the tampering charge is gonna be $1,000, so your total bond is $1,500.
Much better. Thank you. I have some meth teeth.
It's like Attorney Michael Graves was just representing you on some other matters. I'll appoint him to represent you on your new charges, be waiving the administrative fee. Your cases will be set for this Friday, the 21st, in felony court for a bond hearing. If you're able to bond out before then, they'll give you a new court date that'll be out a few weeks. Otherwise, the judge will reconsider your bond on Friday.
Oh, he's not happy about that.
Is he gonna cry?
There is a staircase not being slept under because of this, Creed.
That's true. Hello, Matt.
Yeah, I believe in don't unless you have any questions for him. You can head up to your cell. I'll put you in a minute. Next.
Next.
Tall drink of water.
I'm gonna say this guy
Christopher Lewis.
stealing.
I'm pretty sure he beat somebody up, but
Okay.
well, we have a moment with Dr. Phil with three things and answers the phone. Cooper, thank you. 420. Monetary monorail. Somebody get the damn phone.
Is the monorail going through there right now?
Mr. Bean, look, I can see that.
Mr. Lewis, you've been charged with aggravated assault domestic, a C felony. I'm not asking whether you agree with the charge, but do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
I need to go over your rights. You have the right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about this case. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you if you cannot afford one. I can appoint one to represent
I love how
you.
the
You have
women
right to
are
have a
going
permanent
after
hearing
these
on the charge
men. I
of
like it.
and determine whether there is
Love
probable cause for the charge to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir. I was going to ask you about that.
The meth eats the food.
What you just clarified, whether I can, like, my side of the story of it. I just wanted to be able to explain my side of what happened.
Yeah, you'll have opportunity. This is not the time for you to do that, but there will be opportunity for that to happen.
All right.
Please allow him to speak now.
That I can be hard or
Not at this time, but I will be giving you a pretty quick court date.
I don't have a bond.
You will have a bond here in just a second. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear for the
God
answers
bless.
you gave on this affidavit are true?
Yes, sir.
How much is it that you make per week or per month?
Maybe 15 after child support and taxes are taken out every 2 weeks.
1,500 every 2 weeks?
That's between the whole month, because every 2 weeks that I get paid, child support gets half, and then, you know, the taxes and social security and all that.
So every 2 weeks you get a paycheck for how much?
Roughly 600, 715.
Ouch.
You need to do drywall, bro.
We'll put this on average around 650 maybe?
Yeah. I turned myself in yesterday, so I didn't take the chances of keeping my job.
Turn yourself in on your day off. Very smart.
Since 96.
Well, that means big gloves.
Over 20 years.
Huh.
That's why a lot of these guys don't work and run away. Not wanting to pay that child support.
He said half the check goes to child support. Half.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters, but I'm my mother's caregiver as well.
Oh, does your grandfather live upstairs?
No, he's dead.
No. He's very nervous, acting like somebody's about to get him.
Yeah, the way he's looking around, there's something going on.
Look at his eyes darting around the room, just watching everything off to the side like something's about to play out.
I think that does matter to some people when they say that. I think that some judges or magistrates do take that into account. Certain people, anyway. Oh, it's a woman in there. That's what it is. Werman just walked by. They didn't say, but I'm guessing if half of his check went away, it's more than one.
Yeah, I would think so.
A bondable offense.
I'm about to tell you your bond, and you'll have some bond conditions as well.
Yes, sir.
The bond is set at $5,000. It would be 10% of that plus a bond fee to bond out. So you're looking around $500 and some dollars.
Look at his eyes.
There are some conditions associated with that.
He went full on Barney Fife.
Victim Terrell Summerford. You are prohibited from committing or threatening to commit the offense set forth in the arrest warrant against the alleged victim or any household member. You are prohibited from harassing, annoying, telephoning, contacting, or otherwise communicating with the alleged victim either directly or indirectly. That would include, but not be limited to, telephoning, emailing, texting, speaking to, or using a third party to contact the alleged victim. You must vacate and stay away from the home of the alleged victim and
True.
any other location.
Don't see that a lot.
Victim is likely to be. You are prohibited from using
That's
firearm
2 weeks'
while
pay, babe.
suspending and prohibited from possessing or consuming alcohol or any controlled substance not lawfully prescribed to you while the case is pending.
Yes, sir.
Public Defender's Office will be appointed to represent you. There will be a $50 administrative fee assessed due by the 2nd of November, but if you cannot pay it by then, don't worry. They will simply add it to the court costs. Your case will be set initially for this Friday, 2 days from now, for a bond hearing. If you are unable to make bond, the judge will reconsider your bond at that time. If you do bond out before then, you'll be given a new court date that will be
Yes, sir.
Somebody tuning a radio station in they really want to hear.
I'm waiting for somebody to like drop them mats from the top there down.
Who else is not there?
Right on somebody.
How about a guy on 102? Hey, look, it's the Fresh Prince's dad. Uncle, I mean. Uncle Phil.
Gary Spellers.
Mr. Spellers, you have the following charges: DUI first offense, a misdemeanor, implied consent violation. It's an unclassified misdemeanor. It's just a civil matter, essentially. Failure to show proof of insurance, C misdemeanor. Obstruction of the highway or the passageway, A misdemeanor.
God, he's got a
Civil
ton.
possession of marijuana, a misdemeanor. Possession with intent to sell a Schedule II controlled substance, C felony. Possession with intent to sell a Schedule III controlled substance, a D felony.
Wow.
Possession with intent to sell a Schedule V controlled substance, an E felony. I'm not asking whether you agree with all of those charges, but I do need to ask you, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Now this is the story all
You
about
have the
how
right
my
to
life got
remain
flipped,
silent.
turned
No one
upside
can force
down.
you to say anything about these charges. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you. And you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on these charges where a judge will listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charges to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you
What's
swear
his
or
bond
affirm
gonna
what you
be?
gave on your affidavit or true?
Yes.
15, 20,000.
At least. How many charges? 9,
Yeah.
10, 11, 12?
Per week or per month?
I got my mother's retirement. She set up her retirement. She just passed in January. 336 a month.
Okay.
And I do odd jobs and stuff.
Yeah, like selling drugs.
I got gout real bad, so I'm not able to stand for a period of time to have a regular job.
He's got the gout.
The gout.
Damn gout.
Want to sell
Gout.
The silent killer, Creed. The silent killer. Also got a cough. Can't talk long.
Tentatively have my friend of mine, Scott T. Jones, but I don't know if I can afford him. So should I waive that and
Name
try to
dropper.
get a court appointed till I see if I can afford it?
My buddy.
I can appoint an attorney to represent you, and if you're able to hire somebody, that's fine. They can just let the public defender know that they've been hired. And that happens all the time. It's not a problem.
It happens all the time.
My
No
roommate Scott
biggie.
T. Jones paralegal. So.
Call all sevens.
I didn't think it was much because he's like first time DUI. I was like, oh.
15.
Right.
35, 36 years, 37, 85, 86.
Yep. 86.
Durham, you got Durham. Durham.
We'll have a bond up there.
That's all.
One or two's back. That's right.
He was eating the delicatessen.
Right.
Let me get a Louis Anderson to go. I'll leave the money on the hand dryer.
I'll tell you when you come down from getting this done.
Damn, he's having to do all kinds of math to figure out what his bond's going to be.
Am I able to get a bond?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
just waiting for
20K.
your paperwork to print out, then we'll go over your bonds, and then we'll make sure we'll appoint an attorney for you and set your first court date.
Okay.
Yes,
Try to
they
take
got
it easy
somewhere
on the
to-
bond.
Whoa, easy, bud. Look, I hate to put you in a bad spot, but take it easy on that bond. Is that a request?
I'll do anything.
I don't know what you've been told, but I need you to take it easy on that bond.
Got a picture of Uncle back in the day when he was in high school. It's so funny that was for me that the deli. Great.
Look here. I want my daddy's records. It's Blind Mellow Jellin Jr.
Hey.
What's going on there?
Yeah, Bobby.
The only thing that our friend in France said, I know what he said is Monsieur. Monsieur. Gotta learn how to speak other languages, Cream.
Are you kind of surprised this guy even is gonna get about? I gotta say 20K. It has to be at least 20K. It's gotta be.
I'm gonna say 15 at least. I mean, he's getting worried because it's taking longer and longer and longer.
The Schedule 5 controlled substance charge is $2,000. The Schedule 3 is $3,000, and the Schedule 2 is $5,000. You've been ROR'd on the other charges, so your total bond, if my math is correct, is $10,000.
Well, you win. You were closest, but
it would have been more, but he OR'd him on all those other charges. He only hit him with 2.
Friday the 21st in felony court for a bond hearing. If you're not able to make out,
nice of him.
Make bond out.
Take it easy on that bond.
What day?
The judge will reconsider your bond at that time.
I thought he was going to 1 or 2.
Your court date will be reset out a few weeks.
Yeah, 1 or 2 is back.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are right. They are definitely cleaning out every single one of them.
Uh-oh, he looks feisty.
He's sort of losing his voice, sir, so he might not be able to talk all that well to you.
Oh, that's okay. Josh Todd looking terrible these days.
Brad Lowe.
Hey, Brad, how you doing, man?
Brad Lowe.
Be with you in just a second.
What do you think that says on his chest? Believe?
Oh, I thought it said Mikey.
Maybe.
I think you're right. Believe.
Believe me, I did that shit. He's a Ukrainian tattoo on his chest.
No, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
His throat tickles loud.
Did you get your mat?
You know?
At first they said, he's from Florida. You might not be able to understand him. Larry Chase. He lost his voice because he spent the whole night doing impressions of Uncle Phil. Now his throat hurts.
He ain't said what he did yet, right?
No, not yet.
Paperwork of the last one.
He's missing out on all the fun cleaning action.
Yeah, 102 still doing what my cat.
He must be pretty bad if they're not letting him out do any cleaning or anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Everybody else is out walking around.
Intoxication, sin misdemeanor. I'm not asking whether you agree with the charge, but do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Public intoxication.
Right to remain silent. No one can force you to say anything about the charge. If you give up that right, anything you do say may be used against you in court. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, I can appoint one to represent you, and you have the right to have a preliminary hearing on this charge, where a judge will listen to evidence and determine whether there is probable cause for the charge to be prosecuted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Yes, woman Jack.
Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from the answers you gave on your affidavit are true?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you lived in Knox?
My whole life, 30 years.
You look great for 30 years old. I'd have said 50, but
seriously,
it looks like he's wearing a wig.
Well, he's got a mustache of a 12-year-old or 14-year-old.
It's hard to tell because his lip folds up and it kind of like runs this way instead of this way. So it's like you're just seeing the tips. Duck lips.
It really does have the whole duck. Yeah, I see that. You're right. Well, at least he's coughing on his boobs. Yeah, and there's so much noise in there right now. It's knocking him down even more. It is pretty
Oh, yeah.
quiet. He's quieter.
He is hard to hear.
And
But
then
I mean,
Total set
every-
of $100. I'm appointing Rachel Wolf to represent you. She's
how much is that?
on some other matters, so I'm waiving the administrative fee. This case will be set for this Friday in family court for a bond hearing. If you're not able to make bond before then, the judge will reconsider your bond at that time.
All right, so what is my bond?
$100.
Is that cash or 10% of that?
10% of that.
$10?
Really?
Really?
I agree.
Okay, sir.
Unfortunately, you're not eligible to be ROR at this time because of your other
Yeah.
charges.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
I mean, I would have to say,
Can you tell me what court that was real quick, sir?
It's felony because he has other cases in felony.
okay, that makes sense.
All right,
And that's why you can't.
Oh, well.
Best they gave him.
Here's the thing, Creed. I would say we would bond them out, but we didn't make enough money today to get them out. So
That's a good point. We haven't even made enough money to bond them out for $10.
we
Oh,
laugh.
that's
We
funny.
laugh and make jokes, but I mean, we can't even bond them out.
That's funny. He probably can't bond himself out either. Shells and Cooper, thank you so much, guys. We're gonna cut it there. We'll see you at 4:05 East. For We Gotta Chase, it is Wild Wormin Wednesday.
Yeah, and some of the most violent women we've had ever on Wild Woman Wednesday. So make sure you're there for that. These women are extra wild and extra trashy.
It's true. The dude was polite. I would have said the same thing though. I would have asked kind of the same thing. Why are you even putting? That's just the minimum. I bet that's the minimum that you can do.
Yeah, it would have to be, right? I don't think they give like $50 bonds.
Gag boys.
All right, guys, we love you. If you haven't already liked this video, please do so. If you're interested in just the cases, you can Joe over and subscribe Joe over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We Got a Case. That is your case exclusive channel, or you just want to be a really cool citizen and do so. Like Creed said, thank you to Shells and Cooper for their amazing support. And until next time, we love you.
To the for the chase. She, her, it, Pat.